Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains, North Carolina, and tonight I wanted to make kind of a tool review, but it also kind of fits in with the emergency preparedness stuff I've been shooting lately, and that's this really cool thing that I picked up at a yard sale today, and it looks like almost brand new. It's got maybe one or two minor scuffs. This is a Ryobi 18 Plus tool, but it's not a tool like I've ever seen before. It's actually an inverter. Now, it's got 110 output, also has some, looks like USB outputs, and it does even have a little teeny weeny flashlight on here. So I got this for 10 bucks. I just got home and I looked them up. They sell for between $45 and $65 depending on if you buy them new, used, refurbished, whatever. But I want to show you this because I've already plugged it in and tried it out, and it does work, which is really cool. But this is kind of a really neat solution to the problem of having power when the power is out. You just use, and I've got this one right here, this is a relatively new one, this is a 4 amp hour, but you can use the lithium ion, the regular old school chemistry ones, the kind of bluish ones, or the silver ones. Any of these batteries, if it's a 1 plus battery, will work. They make these all the way up to like 9 amp hours, which would probably give this thing a considerably incredible runtime. Plugs in just like any other of the Ryobi tools. And you have a button here on the top. You press that once and it turns on. You can see, well, maybe you can't with the light here, but it kind of glows a little bit green. Then that button there is just for your little LED flashlight, which is kind of a neat thing to have on there as well. It's obviously not its primary purpose, but I've got a full charge here. So here it is, right? It plugs in, it works. What can I use this for? So where I live, we don't have regular landline service. We also don't have cell coverage up here. So we have Magic Jack. Magic Jack works, gives us our phone service. And it's pretty much just like a landline, but it requires the internet to work. So our fiber optics that come up to the house here, they have a battery backup system, and it actually uses the same battery as my Mighty Mule gate opener. So those usually last about 5 years just sitting there, and then they kind of just peter out. Then I have that, but that doesn't power the router or the Magic Jack device, like the little USB plug in there. So with this thing, I can now power that up without having to haul the generator, without having to bring a separate battery and a separate inverter in the house. So this was like, I saw this and I'm like, I wonder, it says it's 150 watts. I've tested it out, runs it no problem. So, a router's maybe, 20 watts at most, and the Magic Jack can't be but about 5 watts, I would imagine. But that allows us to have our phones working again here at the house, which is really important in the event of a catastrophe or some kind of a major storm and we don't have power. We'll have no way of getting in touch with anyone, which has happened before. So this will allow us to still be able to communicate, and I think that's really cool. Reading on the internet, and just from my own personal experiences, 150 watts, it'll run a single fan for, a good amount of time. Certainly it'd power up all this radio equipment. In fact, I'm going to plug in. This is actually the wire that goes to that. That's my shortwave DX100 receiver. Hopefully that shows up in the camera, but I'll plug it in just to show you that it works. And it doesn't give any kind of pulsing. It doesn't give a hum or anything that would disrupt you or make you not want to operate a radio equipment off of it. So yeah, it's kind of a short video, but I wanted to make it because I don't know, a lot of folks out there that have Ryobi equipment may not know that this thing exists. It's certainly not something they advertise. It's certainly small enough that you might not notice it if you were at a Home Depot. I was just looking at a giant pile of Ryobi tools. One of my 5.5 or 5 1/4 drills not drills, but saws that I have is on its last leg. So I'm always looking when I go to yard sales and flea markets and stuff for replacements on those. And there was a pile of that stuff, and this was there. And yeah, man, like a really neat little small compact solution to providing power in random locations. Certainly you could run 260 watt regular old-fashioned bulbs or an entire house worth of LED bulbs off of something like this. Computers, you could obviously charge your cell phone, run a laptop for some time. And if you're like me, I just bought a 2-pack of these not too long ago because I've got 2 of these. They're 4 amp hour, the older silver style, and they're from 2013. I bought those, and they still work great. But I had 2 of the shorter ones that were like 2 amp hour. They're about half this height, and those were from like 2008, and they were finally really just low runtime when using them with my tools. So I bought these to eventually replace those. And so I've got 4 batteries. If they all are fully charged when the power goes out, let's say this runs the inverter or the router and stuff in my house, maybe 8 or 9 hours on a single battery. And I'm not going to leave these on all the time. It would just be if I was using it for something. That's an awful lot of runtime, and it's just so darn convenient to have this thing. Like I said, I've been using a full-size car battery and a 400-watt inverter, and I would bring those inside and hook them up whenever we had an issue like that. But now with this, holy cow, no worries, man. It's like, it's like the size of a soda can, maybe two cans of soda here side by side. So really cool. And I just want to make you all aware of it. I'm giving it an A+ as far as tool reviews go. This thing certainly fits a need. Now, if you're thinking you're going to replace a generator with something like this, I have terribly bad news for you. But if you understand the limitations of what 150 watts is, what it'll put out, what it's capable of, I mean, for camping, or throw this in the back of your car with a battery, just for emergencies there. I mean, gosh, yeah, this is perfect. For camping, really, this is perfect. You think about it. You can plug a small fan in and have it running inside your tent overnight, And you can get solar chargers for these Ryobis. Well, not really. What I have, I can charge my Ryobi batteries with solar, is I have that 50-watt foldable panel, and I have that hooked up to an 12-volt car cigarette lighter style charger for these. So in less than an hour off the sun, I can recharge these batteries. So it's perfect for camping. Build a little kit for off-grid applications on a camp out, and this thing would be perfect. Anyway, that's it. I am Eric, the owner of FirePoint Farms. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, perhaps you'll think about liking and subscribing, because I do all kinds of weird videos, radio-related, off-grid power stuff, car repairs, tool reviews, you name it. There's a little bit of everything. It's like tuning into History Channel and Discovery Channel back when they actually showed history and discovered new things. Until then, though, folks, take care. Bye.